All respect to Roman and congratulations on the win. I hope he enjoys his time at the Olympia. I hope he has fun. This is the highlight of his career, and it's certainly not going to get any further or anything beyond that.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So we're going to start this one off with an update from Blessing Awodibu, and I gotta say, it's actually pretty amazing the amount of progress that Blessing has made since the Chicago Pro. He looks drastically improved in this update at just 3.5 weeks out. He looks bigger, fuller, but definitely leaner. His abs look more defined. He looks wider from the back, broader in the chest, bigger in the arms. Even the legs look better, which are still his weak point. But this definitely speaks to the kind of coach that Cameron Cheek is as well. I never even heard of the guy until he started coaching Blessing. But keep in mind, this is the first show that they're working together, and it's typically not at 3.5 weeks out that we know how Blessing is going to look on stage. Him and Cameron need to nail that peak and make a big statement to the bodybuilding world. Blessing doesn't even need to win the show to make a statement, which I don't think he will beat the likes of Regan Grimes as it is, but he does need to be improved, and based on what we're seeing so far, I think he will be. Chicago may have been an absolute disaster for Blessing, but it's not over for the boogeyman yet. Oh, and also congratulations to Blessing on recently becoming a father. That's very exciting stuff. Okay, so speaking of Regan Grimes, we have an update here that is definitely very telling of what we can expect out of Regan in Italy. Regan has been posting a lot of updates lately, but the changes are definitely happening on a daily basis at this point. The hamstrings and glutes are coming in, the separation in the quads is there. I think the bodybuilding world is really setting expectations very high for Regan Grimes right now, higher than ever for sure. But you know what? It looks like he's on track to really meet those expectations. These pictures were actually taken at Pure Muscle and Fitness here in Canada, definitely the Canadian mecca of bodybuilding, and it looks like Regan is spending some time on home soil before he travels to Italy. And so far, like I said, I think that Regan is going to be in the best shape of his life. Okay, so next up, Quint Beastwood dropped a recent physique update, and you know what? I really think that Quint Beastwood is one of these guys that we're not going to know the full extent of the progress that he's made until he really starts to shred down. Quinton has really been making some statements lately with some of these physique updates, and he is huge, let me tell you. He is looking absolutely massive in these recent updates, and he is a tall competitor as well, so I think he is filling out that frame very well. But we really won't know if he's got that balance that we're looking for until he really starts to shred down for competition. As of right now, if I did have to say anything, I think his shoulders look like they overpower his arms from a roundness standpoint, not necessarily from a size standpoint, if that makes sense to you guys. But you know what? Time is also still well on his side to continue to improve. So you guys let me know if you think that Quinton Araya is going to make as big of a statement as he claims he will in the 2024 season. Okay, so next up, there was a recent update circling around the internet of Carlos Thomas Jr. supposedly at a week out of the Texas Pro, but Carlos actually took to his Instagram to confirm himself that this update here was actually not as recent as we originally thought. Check it out.
Guys, so quick PSA, if you see a video floating around and I'm posing and it's me going through some rounds in my purple posing trunks, that is not recent, guys. That is 5 to 6 weeks ago. So if you want to see something a little bit more recent, click the next story.
So with this actual recent update of only a few days out of the Texas Pro, I gotta say, I would have liked to see Carlos a lot sharper than he is right now. It's not the most high quality image, but at this point, I would have liked to see more separation in the quad, more striations in the chest, so you know, I would say that Carlos might be behind in the conditioning department. And at this far out of the show, there's pretty much absolutely nothing he can do if he has any remaining body fat. This is his pro debut, and this is his first show since the 2021 USA Nationals, so I did think he was more susceptible to not being as conditioned as, say, well, Andrew Jack and Hunter Labrada, but you know what? We'll see how he looks on stage in just a few days. Okay, so last up, I recently caught the latest episode of Bodybuilding and Bollocks on Fouad Abiad's channel. I'll link the entire video in the description below for you guys, but Roman Fritz made an appearance after his recent Olympia qualification at the Big Man Pro, and he says here that although Emir Omeragic appeared to be sincere in person on congratulating him on taking home the win, apparently Emir took to his own social media on his thoughts on his second place finish to Roman, so check out the clip here.
Obviously, after the show, they were all like, "Oh man, Roman, well, congratulations," and blah blah. And Emir is like, oh man, I'm gonna come over. He only lives 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna come over and you're gonna teach me how to train legs and everything. Yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm wiping his sweat, backstage. I'm helping him.
Yeah.
And then they do a video after the show saying how great Emir was, how shit I am, how even more shit all the others were, and that I didn't deserve to win because I've already beaten him before. The judges already decided in their heads that I was going to beat him again. And that's kind of like a quote, all respect to Roman and congratulations on the win. I hope he enjoys his time at the Olympia. I hope he has fun. This is the highlight of his career, and it's certainly not going to get any further or anything beyond that.
Okay, so here's what I think about all this. First off, I was not at the show in person. I will say that up front. But from what we can tell on the video, was Emir more shredded than Roman? Well, it does appear that way, yeah. But was Roman the best all-around package? Well, I think he definitely was, and the judges saw it that way as well. Roman got straight first during pre-judging and at finals. And we have been seeing the judges awarding the best all-around package this year at various shows. Emir was absolutely shredded to the bone. There is no question there. He was shredded. But Roman was definitely shredded in his own right, and he did have a fair bit of size on Emir, that's for sure. Not only that, but I think he had better balance and rounder muscle bellies on top of all that. So at the end of the day, Fouad actually mentioned this as well. And you know what? I agree with him. Emir is, 23 or 24 years old? He's just a young guy that got pissed off that he came so close to victory and, didn't end up getting the win. He also has been on a pretty long contest grind this year as well. He did the Arnold Brazil, which was very early in the season. He did the Empro Classic, now the Big Man Weekend. So you know what? I think it's time for Emir to go get some carbs in his system, chill out for a bit, put on that muscle that he's really lacking, and come back in 2024 and impress the hell out of us. He definitely has a bright future in this sport, but respect in a relatively small community such as the bodybuilding scene really goes a long way these days. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.